Here's a few reasons why I believe you shouldn't write off or neglect the lower time frame completely. If you don't know me, my name is Parker. I've been trading futures for about a year and a half now. Prior to that, it was stocks and options almost exclusively, and now it's almost exclusively futures. I trade it every day, and I personally take all my executions on a lower time frame. So early on, when I was learning how to trade futures and kind of learning different strategies and trying to absorb all the information I could, the lower time frame honestly kind of gets beat up on. Nobody really likes the lower time frame. There's not many, I would say there's not near as many resources or people to refer to that trade on the lower time frame on YouTube. More often than not, I feel like it's higher time frame, or at least it's very based on a higher time frame entry confirmation, which I do believe you should have some higher time frame bias involved. But for me personally, all my entries happen on a lower time frame. Okay, every single entry I do is, and it's not even based for, honestly, my entries aren't even based on candlesticks either. I every time every time I enter a trade, I have the 1 minute candlestick chart up, but I enter on the book map, which honestly, the way I have it set up is probably an even shorter time frame than the 1 minute, because I'm basing it off of the volume I see coming in on level two, the DOM, the cumulative volume delta. So, and it's quick. It's real quick. I have to see exactly what I want to enter. But I will say a lot of people write off the lower time frame. It's too quick. Oh, there's too much data to interpret. It's too choppy. And I'm going to say this right now with my experience, you can be successful trading a lower time frame model. Okay? It is difficult though. And I think the biggest thing, even with a higher time frame model, the biggest thing is going to be your experience within the market. Just your time watching the market, watching how it reacts, how it moves, how fast it moves, what days are good days for your strategy, what days are not. I think that's probably the biggest thing, and that applies to any strategy. But the other thing is what fits your personality more. What fits your characteristics and your traits more. Because I like the lower time frame, because personally it's easier on my psychology, and I like the precision there is with it. With a higher time frame model, you can still have precision and you can find ways to refine it and make it pretty precise on an even higher time frame. And it's a little bit more forgiving, because if you're incorrect or wrong, there's more time for it to play out, versus if you're entering on a lower time frame model, if you're wrong, and if you have appropriate risk management, it's gonna stop you out immediately. It's very ruthless, the lower time frame is. So you do have to be precise, and you have to be very quick. You have to have a really laser focus attention to the market at the time. So honestly, I think that's another factor in making a lower time frame model work, is not just your experience, but you personally, what works for you based on your characteristics, your traits, your psychology. All that matters as well too. Another thing when trading lower time frame, other than your precision, your experience, uh, you should you should have. So let's say you're trading on the 1 minute. You should have some kind of higher time frame bias. So whether you trade on the one and your higher time frame is 15, you trade on the 15, your higher time frame is the hour, trade on the hour. A lot of people typically do that. And at first, I tried to disregard that. I was like, you don't need that. And maybe with some strategies you don't, but for me, once I implemented some kind of higher time frame bias, so for me what I do is I go on the one, I execute on the 1 minute or my book map, but I mark up my higher time frame structures on a 30 minute. And that has helped me determine where I feel the market is drawn to. I think that is also beneficial depending on how short of a time frame you're trading on. I think that's another thing that can help. You may not need it. I'm not going to tell you you need that. You could probably find a strategy where you don't. But for me, when I tried to disregard that and then I finally implemented it, it did make a difference. It did help me. So that's another thing. Other than that, that is basically all I wanted to say. I want to keep it short and concise. I just want to let you know the lower time frame does have potential. Don't completely disregard it. It may not fit your style, and that's fine. You can trade in higher time frame, but a lot of people crap on the lower time frame, and I will say it's worked for me, and it does have potential. Is it ruthless? Yes. Do you have to be very precise and lasered in? Yes, but it can work. I will say another thing though, if you're going to make the lower time frame work, I'm talking like the 1 minute chart. I think I honestly think it's essential. You need like some kind of level 2 data tool, a depth of market, like something to read the volume and the buying and selling action a little more in depth than just candlesticks. I will say that. I think that's 90% necessary in most cases. Like me, if I did not have Bookmap, ain't no way. Like I can't trade. I could not trade without Bookmap and the data it provides me. So that's another last tip. I think if you're gonna do it, you will need something like that, and I'll make another video talking about the details of Bookmap. But that's everything. So I appreciate you guys. I'll be making more videos. I'm gonna try and continue to be more consistent. Thank you as always for your time. Please let me know down below if you guys have any video suggestions, any at all. My strategy, Bookmap, how I trade, anything at all. Just let me know, and I appreciate you guys.